Hey, this is Blinky. I just want to talk today about some receipts that I've been getting as of lately for a reflection of my self concept, right? So, everyone's always caught up, right, in the whole gimmick of, getting their, I hate to say this, but getting their SP, right? Or getting money, right? Or getting health or getting this. And they really kind of, especially I would say the beginners, really try to evade doing the hard work. It's not even hard work, it really isn't, but they try to evade, they try to think like that's like they put that shit above them, right? And it really boils down to just doing that self concept, right? So the easiest way to get any manifestation, I mean, just to make your life 10 times easier and more enjoyable, but also to get your manifestation and keep it, is to work on your self concept and the concept of self, right? So I had some things happen to me today, right, that are direct reflections of my self concept, and I think it would be a great video to show all you guys the receipts and just to see how fast things get reflected, right? All this manifestation, and it's instant. It really is instant, right? Now, if you're gonna go waver back and forth and say something, or do something completely opposite against what your end or what you want to experience, obviously you're gonna make some stuff, you're gonna have to wait a little longer, or you're pushing it away, right? But for example, I'm always pretty confident with anything that has to do with money. I feel like that's my strongest, I would say, self-concept, because I always know, always, that I'm taken care of. I always have more than enough, and I always have money. I've never not been able to pay a bill, or pay a worker, right, or just to pay for something, right? So I went out today, right, looking like Morpheus, right, with the black leather trench coat, obviously looking good. And I went out to go get some new boots just to match the fit up, right? Make it a 10 out of 10. And willingly, I go spend $200, $300, whatever it was. And I didn't really care about the price because I wanted the boots, so it didn't really matter. And I spend it, doesn't even matter, just no problem. And ironically, this is crazy, I wasn't working today, right? And I had a friend that works at this delivery job asked me to come and cover. So I go in, not really trying to work or do anything, right? And oddly enough, I had some senior citizen, I swear to God, this guy looked like a freaking dinosaur, drive and smash right into my car. And he came in freaking out that he hit the car, yada yada yada. And he was begging me to come outside. I go outside, I swear to God, this was my beater car. I swear to God, the car didn't have a scratch on it, not one. And this guy's freaking out. He hands me $300 and says, are we good? Are we good? And I'm like, obviously I'm not turning away money. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're good. We got nothing to worry about. And it just goes to show you that, you're always supplied. You're always, your affirmations, your assumptions, whatever you say, it really does come true, right? So it really gets reflected back to you. So I just thought it was very cool that in the matter of hours of me spending money, it just comes right back. And I know some people will be like, well, it hit your car, maybe you could have got more money out of him, or just stop. Like, it was literally the same amount I spent on the boots. So I thought that was, there's no coincidences, right? I thought that was pretty interesting, right? And it ties right back to my self-concept of, I always got more than enough. I always have money. I'm always paid. I don't stress about any bills. And I always have enough money to pay the people that work for me, right? So I thought that was pretty interesting. Additionally, you know, obviously the fit today was 10 out of 10, right? Black leather trench coat. You know, I got some people calling me Morpheus, and it's pretty fitting, right? That they're calling me Morpheus, right? Because I took the red pill and I see the truth and I see all my manifestations just, you know, flying into my life, right? So I think that was pretty cool. But get a load of this. I swear to God, I had to go to 3 freaking stores today just to get a pair of boots, black leather boots. 3 different stores, men's boots. I'm not asking for anything crazy here, right? I'm in the mall, and I'm walking around this whole entire mall, and it's like I'm walking. It almost felt like I was parting the seas. People would move out of the way for me, right? And I've always had this thought that, you know, I'm the center of attention. I'm the main character. You know, I always viewed my life as a GTA character, right? Like, I'm the one in charge. And I don't know if it was, you know, the fact that the fit was on extra today and I really felt it, or just my overall assumption, just being the main character. But I swear to God, I had people parting the seas. You know, the mall was busy, parting the seas wherever I walked in the mall. I swear to God, I had people like stop and stare at me to a point that it was like kind of a little, you know, questionable, but nonetheless. And even when I was walking around in the stores looking for the boots, listen, I don't shop that often, but, you know, maybe one person will walk up to you, if you're lucky, right, and ask, hey, you know, you need any help with anything? What are you looking for, right? Every store I had 3-4 people asking, you know, what do you need, blah, blah, blah. So it's like all eyes were on me. And that was one of the things I was talking to myself about, and affirmations I was saying was like, you know, all eyes are on me. I'm the most important person in the world, right? Everyone else is irrelevant compared to me. And it's reflected right back. It really is. Right back immediately. Even to a point that, you know, you could even say the guy that gave me the freaking $300, I'm the most important person. Of course he's going to give me $300 for not even a scratch. It was like a love tap. So nonetheless, that was nice. And it's nice seeing, you know, just all this stuff, you know, catch up and reflect, right? But, you know, I've been saying some affirmations, right? You know, obviously, I'm the sexiest motherfucker out here, right? And obviously, my fits are on point. It's all congruent, all makes sense. I got the chain on, you know, looking good, professional, like a killer, right? Looking like Morpheus over here, walking through the freaking simulation, right? And I'm getting all the girls looking at me, right? And it's like, it goes along with being the most important person, right? And it just all worked. And a matter of fact, I walked into the last store, right? This was number 3 or 4 to get the boots. I walk in, I swear, listen, I didn't work retail, I worked food service. So I know people aren't really having the best time of their life working retail. I understand that. But I walked into the store, right? And the 3 people working looked like they wanted to kill themselves. Like they were completely, totally out of it, right? And I walk in, I swear to God, their whole entire demeanor changed. Like instantly. As soon as they saw me, it's like boom, it's almost like you drugged them instantly, right? That they just, like a snap of the fingers, they all changed. And, you know, it was just like an instant thing. They get my boots, you know, they're being really nice, really, you know, one girl was flirting with me, right? And just being very over the top, like just in your face about it too. And, you know, I go get my boots. I go put the boots on in the car. I only tried on the right shoe, right? The right boot. And I'm trying the boots on in the car, and I got 2 right boots. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, this has to be some type of prank. It's got to be some type of, like, the girl that was flirting with me, I mean, she had to do this on purpose to get me to come back. Like, there's no way. I'm like, how in that, this doesn't make any sense. So I go back and I'm like, we got a little problem here. I got 2 rights and I don't have 2 right feet, like there must have been a little mishap. And I shit you not, I was like, did you do this on purpose to get me back? I shit you not, both girls were giggling when I said that, like they did, like 100% guilty, 25 to life, they're guilty, they're going away, like 100%. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, holy shit, in hindsight, right? When you get these manifestations or these reflections, however we want to freaking call these things, when you get them reflected to you, in the moment, you're almost like, you almost don't even realize it's there. And then after the fact, like as I was leaving the store, I was like, damn, like that shit really just happened, right? So whatever, we do this, whatever, they're being nice. I leave, I go home, and then later I go to the work. But I just thought it was very interesting that, when you start looking at yourself and you start commanding the universe to treat you a certain way, regardless of the past, present, in any realm, right? In any realm of what you're looking to get done, right? It's really remarkable of like how fast this stuff can really just reflect. And I think a lot of people get caught up in the need of like getting their specific manifestation that is the whole reason why you don't have it in the first place, is because you get so caught up in like the doing, and it's not about that, it's about being. And it's really instant. I swear to God, it is an instant thing. And I'm used to it now. I've seen a couple manifestations come through here and there, right? Like I'm still used to it. But you still, even when you get it, you're still like, damn, it still hits you. So just to boil this back, I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant here. It really boils down to self-concept, right? You got to build yourself up. And if you just want to machine gun those affirmations and, be in theta state for 10 hours of the day and not leave the house, and that's your mumbo jumbo, I mean, that's cool. It ain't gonna work long term, because I don't know many people that, have it like that they could just sit inside and just fucking machine gun affirmations to a point that, they don't even socialize anymore. But it's going to put you in the state, but it's not going to make you stay in the state. Now, if you work on your self-concept and your actual assumptions, your actual beliefs, and you figure out what you're thinking, what you're thinking about a certain thing, or what you're thinking about yourself, and you just change it. I'm not saying the old identity isn't going to fight you, and you're not going to have to go back in the freaking boxing ring and maybe fight it on here and there, but it's so much easier to maintain. And it's so much better when you say you're the best, you say you're the God, you say all eyes are on you, you got the red carpet rolled out, you're always treated as a king. People, would sign their whole freaking property over to you just so you could sleep in a bed tonight. Whatever you want to say. It's surprising when you say these vague, I would say, just like Neil Arthos says, my boy, says these self-pedestalizations, right? It's amazing that when you say something like that, it immediately puts you, it invokes a state, it invokes an emotion, right? Or a scene in your head or something, to a point that it's totally in the opposite direction. Or even if it's in the middle and you slam it this way, it doesn't matter. It's totally in the opposite direction, that it's completely throwing everything. Completely throwing everything in the direction that you want. Not like saying, I'm the best guy ever. No. We got to be cocky. We got to own this shit. And the only way you're gonna really get to your subconscious is if you go in there and you start throwing punches to knock someone out. You can't be throwing these little, sissy punches like, I'm good looking. No. You say like, I'm the best motherfucker out there. No one dresses like me. No one has a confidence like me. Modeling agencies cry when I say I don't want to model with them. I don't know, make this shit up. Be creative. Come on, use ChatGPT, guys. Like you guys are, oh, I don't know what to say. Dude, use ChatGPT. You used it for school. You can't use it. You used it for school for something that you don't even fucking use. Like really, honestly. Most of you guys don't even use your degree and you use ChatGPT. So how about we use it for something that's actually going to benefit our life? And just get creative, get crazy with it. The crazier, the better. Build yourself up. It's crazy when you build yourself up with these amazing affirmations and they're not so, sometimes when they're like vague, like you're the best motherfucker out there, or, your aura covers fucking continents. I love that one, dude. I can literally see when I walk around, I can literally see my aura, and whatever it is, you build yourself up, and it's amazing how fast. I mean, I know, God forbid I go on Reddit and I go in the Neville Goddard forums, you're gonna have people saying, they waited, 2 weeks, a week, I didn't see movement. You see all this bullshit, right? Dude, it's instant. It's instant. It really is. But it's like, you can't have that need. But it's amazing. It's amazing how fast it works, and it's really amazing in just the ways this stuff materializes, because it's not even, sometimes it's not even like did anyone really have a senior citizen, a dinosaur, back into my car and hand me $300 today? I didn't have that. I mean, there was no scratch or dent or anything. I was like, dude, I just got a free $300. This is my beater car, This isn't the Aston Martin. This is the beater, honestly. And I was like, dude, it's free money. And they got a free meal delivering. I mean, I made a couple bucks with tips in here and there, but like, dude, I got $300. I'm like, and I was like, dude, like I even told the guy, I was like, dude, no, you're good. You're good. And he wouldn't let me leave. And I was like, I don't deny money. I was like, no, hand it over, I'll take that. I still think it's the fit, dude. I like this fit. I kind of felt like Morpheus today walking around, I mean, the chain was doing something today too. It was looking good. I mean, I don't know. The fit today was on. It was on point. Just everything clicked today. It was a really good day. And it's amazing how things go, how great things go when you don't even you don't even think about how it's gonna go. It just goes great because you're fucking great, So back to what I was saying, I guess to the main point of all this is that, dude, focus on your self-concept. Really. Fuck the SP, fuck the money, fuck all that. Dude, just make yourself great and then focus on that shit, because by making yourself great, by making yourself a fucking god, everything else clicks. It naturally, if you're the god, if you're the magnetic motherfucker here, and you're charismatic, you got the swagger, right? You're confident, sexiest motherfucker alive, right? You got everything. You aura farm wherever you go. I don't know. When you have all that shit, best physique of your life, when you have all these affirmations that you say, whatever, and you say, I don't know, a specific affirmation, like you want to lose weight, or you want that person, or, you want that, business is booming. It's natural. Because why wouldn't it be booming? Why wouldn't you be the priority? It's just easy. But if you start with, you know, SP love me, SP love me, SP love me. It's like, dude, you're killing yourself. And it's like, dude, your life could be so much more fun if you do it the other way around. One, and two, like, you're manually inputting. I don't know how to explain this. I know I'm going on a long rant, but it's like the people who work out, they have a whole system on what they hit, right? In their sleep, in the food, their diet, whatever. I know those are all assumptions, but please, guys, I'm trying to get a point across. You know, let's use our IQ here. You go against someone who has this like plan, right? They got to sleep certain amount hours. They got to eat certain food. You know, no McDonald's when you're trying to get a 6-pack. Like, come on, let's live in reality, guys. And you know, you have a certain workout routine. Versus, you have the person who's just over here doing 6,000 fucking sit-ups a day and not giving a fuck about the rest of it. It's like, yeah, dude, the guy doing 6,000 sit-ups a day is gonna get there. But he's gonna fucking kill himself getting there. And once he stops, dude, it's all gonna go to shit. And let alone fucking doing 6,000 sit-ups a day. Dude, that shit sucks. You can't even live your life. Rather than the person who, you know, had a whole freaking plan and it was their lifestyle and it's who they are. Dude, if they stopped for a week, they probably wouldn't lose it. But the one doing 6,000 a day, if they stopped, dude, they didn't change anything else. They're still eating bad. They're still not getting any sleep. They're probably still drinking a bunch of, you know, they're probably just going to fall apart. And then when they go back a week later, it's going to be 10 times harder to do 6,000. Like, come on. I don't know. Maybe that's not you know, maybe that is. Why would I even say that? Maybe that is the best metaphor to explain it. But that's all I have to say, right? This is Blinky, right? It's Blinky's show here. Talking about my receipts for the day. And I just try to keep it authentic over here, right? Just try to tell it how it is. No fluff. And I'm not going to ask to subscribe. You know, a matter of fact, everyone please dislike, comment, share, unsubscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, then unsubscribe, then dislike, comment, and share. I don't care. You know, I don't need the validation. I don't need to know that I'm the best, because you'll understand in time that I am the best. All right? So that's all I have to say. Everyone go have a blessed day, blessed night, and take it easy.